Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover and this is my BTS Exhbition Experience video. So I've been to the exhibition twice now. So I went on the 13th, which is their anniversary date, and also today, which is the 22nd. So it's been just over a week of me going for the first time, but I have way more to talk about, I guess, and just things to share with you guys in terms of video footage and stuff. So I'm doing it today. And yeah, so let's just get started with when you walk in, I guess. Like, this time compared to last time, there was like a lot more people because I went on the weekend and last time it was a Thursday. But essentially it's a studio, and if you've never, I don't really know if this is like common in other cities, but in New York City there are a bunch of these kind of like open lots or studios, so it's a very open area, and so people are lining up outside. Last time it was basically only like two, like it was just kind of like that, but this time it was more like this sort of shape. But essentially they scan your ticket. They only take the ticket in the QR code form on your phone. Also, there's a bag policy, and essentially when you walk in, it says like Serendipity owner exhibition in New York, and you can take photos in front of it. And essentially then you like keep walking, and there's this screen that has a little video of them walking, I guess, but it's just like an introduction to the exhibition.
I'm cheating the system. I shouldn't really look at it. I said I'm cheating the system. I shouldn't be looking at it.
And then the first little area is like BTS begins, this whole area. So you have this gray wall that has all their names and BTS. And then on the opposite side of that wall, we have the little plates they engrave different meaningful things onto. And I already saw this in the exhibition book, which I already saw quite a few things. I wasn't particularly like surprised or anything. It was more just like a time to reflect, to be honest. So I guess this experience wasn't an exciting one. It was just me like literally walking down memory lane with BTS, because my journey with BTS started with Dope, because I became an ARMY during Dope. That's when I like really got into them and started, tracking down their comeback, like 2015, and that's when this exhibition history starts as well. So for me, it was just kind of really nostalgic. And essentially then you walk, and there are a bunch of these walls with like lyrics. But there are a bunch of walls that have like lyrics from different songs, including, you'll see later, there's like lyrics from Reflection and Outro, Her. So after you get past that wall, you see all of the members' faces on like really big boards. You can like take photos in front of them. I took photos of all of them during the first time, and this time I didn't really because I already had them. That was like really packed today, but compared, like for the first time, it was pretty empty, and I really got to enjoy and just like walk around and have a lot of personal space. This time it was just a lot more hectic, and it totally depends on who you go with. The first time I bumped into a girl that I met on the SNL line. She literally tapped my shoulder like right when I got to the beginning. I was worried like, who's gonna take a photo for me? And this person just so happened to be like my hero, my savior, my Ampama, and was like, hi, you're from the SNL line, right? I'm blah blah blah. Your name is blah blah blah, right? And I was like, yes. And I was so relieved because I recognized her as well. So it was just amazing. It was like just really chill. But this time there were just like people behind me who were really excited, and like I love the boys and all, but I'm not a super enthusiastic person, I guess. So it really depends on the people around. But anyways, moving on, you move into this little area with their photos on brightly lit boxes. So we have like photos from their first win, a group hug photo after like their first Taesang, and there's like this big little statue thing that has BTS. And then you move into this room with a bunch of mirrors, and it has like all the album titles. Once you walk through that chamber, you get into this room, and that's like the dope room. Then you get into this room that is full of pictures. Essentially, they're lined on all 4 walls, and then on one side there's the Young Forever quote. You can't film or take photos in there, so I'm trying my best to describe it to you guys. The photos in the Young Forever room are just gorgeous. The most memorable photos, I think, are certain Taekook ones, because those are my biases, and also when Taekook was super young, like the NO photo when he was getting his hair done, a few RM photos where his dimples are really showing when he's smiling. There's a really cute photo of Jin smiling where his eyes, like his whole face is like scrunched up. It's so cute, and they're all gorgeous, and they're from various eras. So you're really walking down memory lane, and then you turn and you literally walk under this arch that has the quote on top of it, and you're in Pangtan room. It kind of looks like the setting for the logs, like way back then. The right is ARMY and the left is BTS, and you have Polaroids on either side. Once you walk through that room, then you get into this room that kind of resembles I Need You. You then have like a bunch of photos from I Need You and Run.
Take a picture of Carly. Oh my god.
And the most memorable is definitely like that photo of Tina's feet dangling over the tub on the other side. I totally missed it the first time I went. Blue containers from I Need You. Afterwards, you walk into the bathroom set of Run, and the first time I went, they didn't allow you to take photos there, but I guess they started allowing people to take photos there, so you can. And then the first time I went, I jumped when I turned because the fake love masked figure was right there. And so then afterwards you turn into the mic drop room, and this room, it just is so, like, it's so cute to me because it reminds me of the boys' cute reaction to this room when I think it was like Tina who was standing there and kind of was like expecting something at the end, or kind of like was scared that the lights turned on at the end. They just play the song, and then there's like a projector, and then just disappears and the light turns on at the end. And then we walk into Spring Day, and Spring Day is another room full of photos, and these are photos from idol promotions and some fake love, and they're just like really natural, in the moment photos. Some memorable ones are, there's like one with Jin, Jimin, and Jungkook for Idol, and it just looks amazing. After Spring Day, we move into Love Maze, and Love Maze is a room with mirrors. There's like quotes from Love Maze. And there's also this little area that you can step on that says BTS and take a photo. Then we move into Tier. Tier is the dance practice room, so you get to see all the dance practice videos kind of collaged together. And there's also Willy and 52. Also in the Tier room, you can see like lyrics to Outro Her, and also the piano and the little glass thing with a rose in it for fake love. Then you like walk into this really bright room, and that is the Willy and 52 room. So I believe that's like Boy Meets Evil or Mama. It's either one of those, but you know, it's like J-Hope for Wings. Next, there's another black curtain, and you walk into House of Mass. So House of Mass, it kind of like, I was shook for the first time. I mean, like, Willy 52 House of Mass, I was really, like, shocked. I don't know why, but I guess, like, it was so bright. Like the J-Hope room, the Willy 52 room was really bright, and I had seen photos of it, but seeing it in person with the black light and just like the bright neon colors, it was really cool. And it's definitely like a cool area to take photos. And then there's, like I said, the masks. And I noticed today that actually the masks, like some of them are burnt. They're like different shades, I guess. So you have like the pure white ones, and then you have the slightly tarnished ones, and the ones that are super burnt. And there's also this really pretty like frame of the 7 masks that the members wore, presumably, or they're designed for them. Also in the same room, we have the poems from Run BTS, the season finale for season 2, I believe. And of course, the most memorable one for me is Suga's What a Relief, or It's a Relief, like, because we always quote him. When I first went, I was really reading them, and I felt really touched because it had been a while since I read the poems. It really had been. So I was just taking it in and trying to read it and understand again. And then you walk under this arch into a white room with a bunch of text everywhere. And then there's also commentary on the songs from each of the members. I got scared the first time because I think people were walking the wrong direction, and then the security was like, hey, and I thought I couldn't like film or something, but no, you can't film in there. And then the security guard apologized to me and this other person, who immediately put like our phones down. Then afterwards, you walk into this room with the masks that represent each era, and there's a video playing from a member explaining why and how they designed the song that they were assigned to. The one video that I watched, I believe, was Suga's, it might have been RM's for No More Dream and Suga's for NO. They basically talked about why they chose certain colors, why they chose certain finishes. Basically, you have all of the masks from each of the eras. You start from No More Dream and you go all the way to Ampama. The Run one, the jacket was really cool. It was a blue jacket and it had Nevermind on it for the intro. Ampama was really interesting because they actually put Ampama on it, like the character. Then you turn and you get into this hallway with 3 TV screens. The middle one is playing Eye Contact, and that is like crazy. I remember like I was just staring into RMs. I can still remember it when I close my eyes. And that video is just the cutest video. RM is so cute in that one. Like at the end, he kind of rolls his eyes and kind of plays around with you, and it's just so cute. Then you turn around and you see the omelas. I don't even know how I say it, but like the spring day, the famous spring day sign. that is such an iconic set, and you definitely have to take a photo there. You definitely, like, 100%. Then we walk into this room that has like this curved wall and this curved screen, and then on the other side it's just like a regular screen, a flat screen, and both of these are playing like the same thing simultaneously, but from different perspectives. So for the curves, this is from fourth muster, and this is like the ending when the boys are leaving. So the curve screen is like inside the army bomb, and then the flat screen is like what army see. I looked at both, and definitely the curve screen is just like you feel like you're inside the bubble with the boys. I don't know. There's just something cute about seeing them from from the army perspective as well. And then you walk into this other room with a bunch of photos, and these are wings photos. So you have individual photos, like huge ones, and then more of like group photos or like smaller, just like in action sort of photos. We have Wings finale as well, and that's in this bigger room. So I was looking at the Wings photos. I think there's like a really cute photo of V with a flower in his head, which everyone has seen at this point. So in that area, you also, like the bigger room, because it goes from kind of like a small hallway to a bigger room, there's the payphone box, the one that RM broke. In that room, you have way more photos from tours. And I was shook. I was like, the first time I walked in there, I was literally taken aback. I was like, what did I just see? Did I just see Citi Field? It was Citi Field. I was like, what? Wait, I did not expect there to be Citi Field. I thought it was just going to end at Wings, but we saw Love Yourself photos and Citi Field, and I was like, my first concert. Oh my god. And of course, I remember the Citi Field ones well. Like, I can even pick out which ones are Citi Field, even if it doesn't have Citi Field in the photo itself. So yeah, like Jin with his double army bomb, Jimin crying, they included a photo of that. Like Jimin in distress. I was in distress. I was in shambles when I saw it. Like, I mean, I've seen that photo before, but I couldn't believe that I was seeing it at the exhibition. The first time I had so much time to walk around. Like I was the only person in that room for a long time. And it wasn't because I was super slow or super fast. It was just because there weren't that many people there. This whole exhibition is kind of like a time capsule, not just for BTS, but for ARMY, because if you just think about what you were doing on the day that those photos were taken, or maybe you were at that event and how you were feeling, like, it's just a really, like, remarkable thing. After that, you walk out of that room, obviously, into this area with some LED screens, and it has videos playing of each of the members, and these are super cute. The one that I remember most is Jimin's, because he was just so goofy and so dorky and so cute in that one. I'm pretty sure Jin and Jimin, like, bend down to look at you. They, like, jump into the screen and they walk out of the screen. It's just really cute. Yeah, just stood there for a long time looking at all of them and really processing what's going on. And I even, like, the first time I went all the way through and I went back to RM's because I didn't catch the beginning. So then I walk into this next area, which is like the Run part. It has Run on a screen playing the scene in Run where they're taking a photo in front of those instant photo machine sort of things. And then on the other side, there are more photos like Polaroids. You cannot take photos of these, but these are really cute. So in each column you have a different member, and you have group photos at the bottom. The most memorable is the Halloween one, and then behind this whole area, I guess, or in front of, depends on how you look at it, it's the album history. They have wooden walls or panels with all of the albums, and then the albums are in little display cases. It goes from No More Dream down to 화영영화 Part 1, and then it goes back to the front and it's 화영영화 Part 2 going all the way down to Love Yourself Tear. So I really went through each of the albums and just thought about what was my favorite song and how I was feeling, where I was in life, and things like that when the album was released. And now we move into one of the final rooms, which is the Truth Untold room, and this is also where the ARMY capsule is, and this is where you write about your day and put it in this little tank for I don't know who, but it's a great experience. You have a giant lit ARMY logo / symbol on the wall, and this little quote from Magic Shop. This is also where you can stamp your exhibition book. So we have the map and stuff in here, but here is what you can do. You can put these stamps in here. So this is the owner initials, and then this symbol thing, and then owner like that. For June 13th, I really thought about what I was going to say. I essentially wrote a letter along the lines of how I was really grateful that I was able to come during their anniversary date itself. Then it is time to move into the final room. The final room is kind of just the boys explaining the whole backstory behind the exhibition, their feelings towards it. So it's a 29, almost 30-minute video, and I really liked watching that video. I honestly could sit there for half an hour and watch it again, because some questions they asked were, what's the sort of future you want to build with ARMY? How do you want to make that future for them? If you were to have an exhibition for your future, what would it be called and what would be in it? Also, make an acrostic poem with "Oh no." It was mostly talking about your present and your future, and also your present and your future with your fans and how you want their present and their future to be. I think for me, the most memorable part was what Jimin said about what he wanted for the people that he loved and the people that love him, his fans, and that he wants to protect them. And that's the kind of future that he wants to build for ARMY. He wants to protect ARMY, and that was really nice. I'm not really sure who said this or if anyone even said this, but I feel like someone said that I want to create a future where ARMY can do the things that they want to do, and that touched me. Okay, I really hope someone said it and I didn't make it up, because when they talk about dreams, it really touches me in a way that the love song would never. Dreaming and having the courage and the passion and the drive to be able to achieve that goal and to do even more beyond that is just, I think it's a very fascinating, very cool thing. It's a very commendable thing. Yeah, and also RM said that if he were to have an exhibition for his future, it would be called Nade, and it's like a wordplay again, because Ne is my, and then Il is work, so my work, or what I've done. He also talked about how he would put things that he likes today, like his hobbies and his things that represent his occupation and things like that, because the things that he likes now, the things that he's doing now are kind of forging the future that he has. It's just an eye-opening video, and if you really focus on what they're saying, it becomes a really reflective atmosphere. So afterwards you buy merch, and I already have the merch hauls filmed and posted, so please check those out if you haven't already. And I guess that basically wraps up the exhibition video. I guess overall my experience at the BTS exhibition is that it's really a reflective time. I don't really think it depends on when you became an ARMY or when you started liking BTS or when you heard about them. For me, I really did go through that kind of history with BTS, and I could think about what I was doing and how I was preparing for my first comeback in 2015 with Run. But even if you didn't, if you learned about what happened back then and sort of thought about what you did then instead of listening to BTS, you just start thinking about the past. The first time, it took me over 2 hours and I didn't even finish watching the last video, but for the second time, I also didn't finish watching the last video. I only watched the parts that I didn't watch the first time. So some parts I watched the first time are a little fuzzy now. I feel like for this exhibition, going alone is fine as well. It's totally up to you, but I had a great time. I will be going again for season 3, but anyways, it does not change my feelings about this exhibition, how I take it. However you want to take it, that's up to you, but that's my experience with the BTS exhibition here in New York City for always, oner, or 5 together. But yeah, that's it, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye everyone!